Hi there. Today, we're diving into two powerful Excel lookup functions, VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, and I will show you how to use them like a pro. Let's get started. First off, let me explain how the lookup functions work with a very relatable example. Imagine you're searching for a friend's phone number on your phone's contact list. You don't scroll through every contact. You simply type their name into the search bar and your phone instantly finds their number. That is exactly how the VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP functions work in Excel. Here is a structure of what the lookup functions look like. The lookup value is the value you want to search for. In the case of our illustration, it will be the name you type into the search bar of your contact list. The table array is the range of cells that contains the data you want to search for and you want to return. For example, your entire contact list will be a table array. The column index is the position of the column where the data you want to return is stored in. The range lookup is an optional entry. True is the default entry and it returns an approximate match. It finds the closest value that is less than or equal to the lookup value. For example, if the lookup value is 10, it will find the value 9 as a part of the lookup value. It's mostly used where the lookup value is a number. False, on the other hand, looks for an exact match, and in most cases is used when working with text data. Now, let's look at a real example. Say we have a name and we want to get the job title and phone number associated with this name in this data set. You can use a VLOOKUP function. The lookup value is going to be the name, which is what we're looking for. The table array is the data set in which we want to search for the name. Now, it's important to note that when selecting a table array, you have to start from the column in which the lookup value is contained in. In this case, we're going to start from the name column and select the rest of the data set. The column index number is the position of the column that contains the value you want to return. In this case, name is column 1, department column 2, and job title is column position 3. So we're going to put 3 in here. And for the range lookup, we want an exact match because we want to find a name that exactly matches the name we have in the lookup value. So we're going to put in false and press enter. Now we can see the job title. Let's do the same thing for the phone number. The lookup value is the name. We're going to select the same table array. But in this case, the column index number is going to be 1 for name, 2 for department, 3 for job title. The phone number is the 4th position in the selected array. So we're going to put in 4. And again, we want an exact match. And enter. Now you can see how the VLOOKUP formula works. Now let's look at a slightly more complex example. Say we have another worksheet that contains the employee ID and salary, and we want to find the department associated with each employee ID. We can use a VLOOKUP function. In this case, the lookup value is the employee ID. Now for the table array, we're going to refer to the previous sheet, and this table array is going to start from column A because column A contains our lookup value. We're going to select the entire data set, and one thing to note in this case is that we have to lock our table array so that the lookup array stays unchanged as we copy our formulas down. Alternatively, we can select the entire column. In that case, our lookup array stays the same regardless of when it's copied downwards. Now, the column index number is going to be column 3 because in this case, employee ID is column 1, names column 2, and department is column position 3. And in this case, we're looking for an exact match to our employee ID. Now we copy this down. Now, let's take a look at an example using Approximate Match. Approximate Match finds the closest value that is less than or equal to the lookup value. The first step to take when using an Approximate Match is to ensure that your lookup table is sorted in ascending order. Assuming we're provided a table that categorizes employees into different levels based on their salary. For every salary that falls below or up to 60,000, it will assign a level 1. Any lookup value that is above 60,000 and up to 70,000, it will assign level 2, and so on. We want to assign a level to each employee ID. To do so, using VLOOKUP, we type in VLOOKUP. In this case, our lookup value is the salary. Our table array would be this table, but starting from the column that contains the lookup value. So we're going to select this. Our lookup position or our column index number is going to be 2 because we're looking at the second position in the selected array. And in this case, we want an approximate match. We can select true or we can leave true as an optional input, and we press enter. Now, I'm going to drag this formula down and bring your attention to something. You notice that we get an error at some point. When we look into one of the functions, we notice that the table array moved downwards as we dragged our formula down. It's important when using VLOOKUP to ensure that your table array is locked. Now, when I copy my formula down, it works perfectly. Now, let's see one more example. What if our data is stored sideways? That is where HLOOKUP comes in. HLOOKUP is a similar function as VLOOKUP, except that while VLOOKUP is a vertical lookup that looks through your data from top to bottom, HLOOKUP is a horizontal lookup that looks through your data from left to right. Now let's see how we will use HLOOKUP to find the job title for Grace White. Our lookup value would be what we're looking for within our data, which in this case is going to be the name. Now, our lookup array would be the entire data set. Again, we're going to start from the row that contains the lookup value. So we're going to start from row 2, and let's highlight all of row 2 up to the end of our data. Now, rather than our column index, we're going to look for the row index. In this case, the job title is index 3. Name is 1, department 2, and job title 3. So we're going to put in 3 here. And lastly, we want an exact match because we want a value that exactly matches Grace White. Now, you can see we have the job title for Grace White. And that wraps up our lesson for today. Stay tuned for upcoming videos on XLOOKUP and index match, which can do even more. If this tutorial helped, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Excel tips. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions and what videos you want me to cover. Keep mastering data, and I'll see you in the next lesson.